Rockstar.com.
Neck pain, back pain, headache, Shinatri Chiropractic. West Side, 103rd, River City Marketplace, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Florida men's basketball will take on Georgia Tech on December 12th as part of the Hall of Fame Game Series in Orlando, Florida at the Kia Center. FSU wide receiver Deuce Robinson was named to the Warfel Trophy watch list. Robinson is also on the watch list for the Maxwell Award, the Good Works Team Award, and is a preseason All-American. Sporting Jacks men's soccer faces the Indy 11 this Saturday at Hodges Stadium at 7 p.m. It's back-to-school night, and if you attend, you have a chance to win a 2026 Honda Accord. It's 91 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp, brought to you by Bueller. Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I got a depth chart, baby. I got a depth chart, baby. She said, let's go. Hell yeah. And it's a little crooked, I would say, based on observing each and every practice. Maybe there's a little want to that has been put in here, possibly to try to motivate a couple of football players. We'll get to that momentarily, right? I mean, if you're out there, you're giving it your all, that's one thing. If you're trying to slide by, then turn it up a notch once the regular season gets here, then that's another thing. And that's not really the way things are around here, all right? And I just said it a moment ago, that offensive line is in flux. They're all injured. They're all on bikes, almost by position. On bikes today. I mean, you could have the offensive line by position on bikes today. It was scary. It was. And I know they're brittle, and I know that they're being extra cautious here, but enough is enough is enough is enough is enough, okay? You play hurt in this league on the offensive line, and I get it. They're going to bring them slowly around, but I mean, man, they're going to be facing live bullets in less than a month. And are they going to be prepared? Are they going to have enough snaps under their belt to be ready to go against Cleveland on September 13th? We shall see. It's great to have you with us. It is just a beautiful Tuesday right here in Duval. Let's celebrate all the divorcees, right? Tonight's the night. The men get the kids. Divorce rules suck in the state of Florida. I'm one of yous. And when they get 18, they move out of the house, and it's a totally new world. But if you're someone who has fathered some young kids and, the wife plays her role, I feel for you. I do. The good men of Jacksonville, Florida. I support you. I'm with you. Your ex-wife is out tonight, probably looking for husband number 4. Let's give her a couple of packs of Chesterfield, some Rock Gut bourbon, and wish her the best of luck. What I would do for you and your kids is simply put it on Into the Night with Rick Ballou, because we're going to tell you everything that is Jaguars related. That includes Chris Rodriguez Jr., who's standing by. That includes Ryan O'Halloran, who is standing by. That includes my thoughts on a day which actually was not quite as hot as Sunday, but it was still blistering this afternoon. And they're taking them to the deep field. They're taking them way out yonder. They really are. I mean, there's sharks and stuff out there, and it's a good thing I have 20/20 vision from Shmunez Vision, but as good as my eyes are, I can't see through the big eaters. And they're there, and I just can't separate between them. I have the vision to get in between those wide bodies. So, today was a little bit of, who's that? What was that? Was it this? And that's just the way it is. They're going to work on all, 4 parts of these fields. And it just seems like Sunday and this morning, for the most part, they've been far away, way off towards the indoor part of the facility of the Miller Electric Center. So for us in the media, it's tough to see everything. And we attempt to do our job to the best of our ability. Anyway, for those of us who watch, others are out there to check a box, or others are out there just to have a social conversation. But for those who actually do watch practice, at times it can be somewhat difficult. Okay. Travis Hunter's human. Maybe Parker Washington is not. That was the play of the day on a morning that was, again, dominated by the defense. And before I get to Travis Hunter, Mark Duffner and I had this conversation last week, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Even though today we saw more in pass pro, we saw a pretty good afternoon or late morning with, in my book, it was early morning. It was early morning. It started at 8:04. And by the way, school's back. Okay? I didn't even realize it because we had an off day yesterday. I live in Bartram Springs, and you've heard me talk about it. We got a real problem there with active gangs in the Bartram Springs area. And I live right near the school. Let me tell you something. No exaggeration. I went less than 1 mile. It took me more than 20 minutes to get out of Bartram Springs this morning because it was, I guess, day 2 of school. And every single buddy in Bartram Springs, okay, has at least 2, maybe 3 kids. And you have elementary school there. So, and listen, I used to drop my kids off there. I've been there for 20 years. It's a wonderful school. It's so convenient. It's right there, in your complex. But I got sideswiped by it. I didn't do my homework. And I hate being late. I feel like I'm always on Coughlin time. I'm a big stickler with that, right? I'm a big effort guy. To me, that's what it's all about. It's all about work ethic, whether you're liked or disliked, show up. I can't stand wasting time, right? Was it Spicoli who said when he ordered the pizza to Mr. Hond, wasn't it Spicoli who said, if I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? And Mr. Hond, who, by the way, had to have been sticky back in the day. Give me 11 Mr. Honds, and I'll take on any team in football because not only would he get inside your head mentally and emotionally, my guess was back in the day, Mr. Hahn could deliver the goods, and he would lay you out. Mr. Hahn responded by saying, not in my class. And, what's the old quote? It's one of the great quotes of all time. Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. Think about that for a minute. We're so big on time. I stay up till 3 a.m. People are like, well, you sleep your days away. You get up at 11. This is non-training camp related. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't waste my time. Okay, first off, I won't talk about dreams unless you really want me to. But when I dream, it's like a separate life and it's incredible. I love it. I don't know if it's the mixture of my daily cocktail, okay, which includes melatonin and typically NyQuil before I fall asleep, or if it's just the way that I'm wired. But I get so much stuff done up until typically 3 a.m. and I multitask and I absolutely love what I do. But you always hear that about managing your time, wasting your time. Who has the right to say that you are wasting your own time? Anyway, enough of that. Okay. I got to get up 30 minutes earlier tomorrow because I forgot that school started. Hey, those kids are our future, ladies and gentlemen. They are. It's what it's all about. You got a kid going over there to Bartram Springs. We wish him the very best. They do a really good job with it, too. They keep it safe. You got a lot of knuckleheads who would barrel through that school area, and who knows what they would end up causing. But so I was late today, and I hated it. It just really upset me, and I will not make that same mistake tomorrow, even though it's only a walkthrough on Wednesday before they board that train for New Orleans. Okay. Travis Hunter showed that he was human. He was straight out burnt by Parker Washington. He ran right by him. Trevor made the pass. Once again, it's daily. It is a situation where Parker Washington continues to make, if not the play of the day, certainly one of the plays of the day. Today, he did it, no doubt. And that was good to see. You know, as far as Travis Hunter is concerned, he had a couple of grabs. He nearly made an incredible catch. And it's almost, I'm trying to find the correct way to word this. I don't want to say he heard footsteps, but I think he heard footsteps. And he pulled up a little, which is fine. It's practice, okay? And I know you play what you practice, or you practice what you play, whatever the hell it is. In a game situation, I want to believe he catches that football. This guy never takes a play off, but he's coming off an injury, and I can understand why he probably didn't want to get blown up if, in fact, that was going to be the case. So, absolutely, he gets a pass. I think everyone would agree with that, but I still want to say that if it was a game situation, that would have been a reception. So, he did have some good moments today. For the Jaguars. Pass protect as well, and I was trying to get to a story that I had, last week with Mark Duffner, that when you look again today, the dominance of the defensive line, and that was really evident in the mock game, right? The teal and white mock game, where, second and third string guys were just absolutely having their way, particularly B.J. Green, who it feels like right now is clearly the number 3 edge. Certainly Danny Strigal played well. That was a huge scrimmage, if you do remember, for rookie Zach Durfee, who's been hurt ever since. Okay, we just haven't seen him. Certainly the starting outside linebacker in Dennis Gardeck had a big game. And during that conversation with Duffner, he was like, yeah, it's encouraging, but let's remember one thing. At least today during that work, for the most part, it was a basic offense, not a situation where they were keeping a tight end into double team or even allowing a running back to chip. We saw a little bit more of that today, particularly with the backs. So that was good to see. And, that's absolutely going to be the plan when you get to New Orleans. Liam Cohen today did state that, in fact, the starters are not going to be involved on Saturday afternoon. The big day will be Thursday. His starters, his second stringers, they're going to get a ton of work. It's going to be thud. It's not going to be tackle. It's still going to be physical, but you're going to be able to learn an awful lot about this football team when they square off against the Saints. The flip side of that, which I think also makes a massive amount of sense, is bubble players, fringe players, maybe even long shots. They all have a huge opportunity they're going to play this game at 4 o'clock. And whether it works here, final roster spot or two, a practice squad, or at least the ability to lay down some tape for the other 31 teams, that's what it's all about. Again, this is a pretty solid roster. I mean, you can go from 90 to 75 real easily. I mean, you can just look at the positional groups and scratch guys off. Now, it doesn't mean those guys won't be asked, or some of them won't be asked to return and be on the practice squad. And I've heard people say, man, this is a tough team to really break down. I don't think it's going to be as difficult, primarily because of the injuries. I think they're going to place a couple of guys either on a PUP list or an injured reserve list where they have the ability to return. So I think a 53-man roster is not going to be as difficult as it once was. I think, do you keep 9 or 10 offensive linemen? I'm saying they'll keep 9 because I believe at least one will begin the season on the shelf. It seems like everyone believes 3 running backs. I happen to think a 4th running back is going to make this team. Could you go instead of the obvious 4 tight ends? Could you maybe only take 3 tight ends? Can you sacrifice position-wise someone defensively? Maybe it's the line. I don't know. Maybe it's the core. Maybe it's one less safety. I kind of look at the 5 safeties to 5 corners. I think they're set. I do. What are they going to do at linebacker? They keep on bringing, they keep bringing in veterans daily. Former Gator Amari Burney brought in today. I mean, he was another kid at Florida that made a lot of football plays. Pretty good player. And he was out with the Raiders the last couple of years. So, to me, this is really going to be not a great watch Saturday at 4. But it could mean a lot for these guys when it comes down to that final roster spot. Okay, let me bounce out here on time because I do want to bring in Chris Rodriguez. There's only 2 wars. That's Ventrell Miller and Branson Combs fighting for that job. Not a surprise. Bayshell Tootin and our next guest, Chris Rodriguez Jr. I still think Tootin is the guy who gets the first carries. I do. Rodriguez, somewhat of a different back, and you're going to hear that in the interview coming up. The big surprise for me, Rook Oro Roro, 3rd team defensive tackle behind Eric Armstead and Matt Dickerson. I wonder if they're trying to light a fire there. I do. He hasn't really shown. He had a pretty good practice. He hasn't really shown out in camp. He hasn't. I mean, let's be honest about it. He has. I think he's a big part of it, but we haven't seen it, at least not yet, throughout 11 practices. So, anyway, much more of the depth chart coming up here momentarily. I do want to tell you about the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. There's a lot of just flat out wrong information that gets tossed around when it comes to cataract and cataract surgery. Okay, it is a moneymaker. There's no question about it. And just like everything else in the world, there's incredible advanced technology, all this new machinery that you'll see at your eye doctor, and you'll go from one machine to another and another and another and another. Well, what does that do? That tacks on to the bill, right? Hey, the folks at Shmunez Vision, they have all that fancy equipment. If it's necessary, if it's needed, they'll put you on it. But if it's not, they won't. Why? They're looking out for your best value. That's one of the reasons why they're so successful. They're also Duval's own, 3 generations worth in the Shmunez Vision. More than 37 years worth of surgery, whether it is laser eye surgery, which would be an incredible want, or something that you need, like cataract surgery. And oh, by the way, this could be a simple remedy for cataract where you don't need surgery. Here's the deal. You visit Shmunez Vision, those 3 doctors, Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt, they'll examine you. They'll answer all your questions. If needed, they are the doctors who will perform surgery. It's that simple. And they are outstanding. Check them out online. Shmunez Vision. Go to Instagram as well. Check them out All of the testimonials are there at Shmunez Vision. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. There is no way around it. It is a Tuesday night. There's no place I'd rather be than right here on 92.5 in Jacksonville. Coming up next, running back Chris Rodriguez Jr.
Hey guys, I'm Greg McDowell, PGA Tour golfer, and you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM. Cheers.
Ballou here for Shmunez Vision. Why Shmunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Shmunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Shmunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit ShmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Mike Dempsey, if you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Hey, Hicken here. Summer air should feel fresh, not full of dust, allergens, and whatever Florida critter has been crawling around your ducts this year. Sounds gross, right? Well, it is. And your air ducts are the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, you're breathing that every day. That's where Zero Res comes in. Guys, just because you can't see in there doesn't mean you can avoid it. This month only, take $100 off air duct cleaning. That's cleaner air, better efficiency, and a fresher home guaranteed. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
You know that little voice in your head that says, I really should do something about that septic system? If your yard's getting soggy, things aren't draining like they used to, or you've caught a smell that definitely wasn't there before, don't wait until it becomes an emergency. This month, save $500 on a new septic system installation from Duck Duck Rooter. As the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, Duck Duck Rooter will handle the whole job from permits to final inspection, and you know the work is done right. So when you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. Financing is available.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. How would you describe the typical engagement ring customer that comes in your store?
Frank, at Underwoods, we often see customers who've shopped around and are totally confused about how to select a diamond. Now, they're looking for somebody qualified who'll tell them the truth and they can trust. They've heard about certification on diamonds, wholesale diamonds, internet diamonds, deals that a friend of a friend can get them, and the prices will range from unbelievably low to unbelievably high. One of the reasons for the confusion is if you look at the factors of grading a diamond, after you know the carat weight, there are 11 grades for cut, 21 grades for color, 11 grades for clarity, so you got 2,541 different possibilities, each with a different price. That's where Underwoods helps straighten out the confusion, because we have the American Gem Society credentialed professionals that'll guide a customer the right diamond for them, one she'll be happy with for the rest of her life.
Underwoods, where customers are served with quality and respect. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I got a depth chart, baby. Favorite Boston band? Right here. Kasich and Orr, right? Not Bobby Orr feeds Sanderson back to Orr. Go, Bobby Orr! Bobby Orr! No, it's Benjamin Orr. Rick Kasich, right? Both have left us. But they were actually born in Carlisle, right next door to Concord, where I was born and lived in Acton. West Concord's next. Love taking the train into the city. Great gig being a conductor, being a ticket collector on the train. Take the same route every day. West Concord. And just driving to the city. And great perks, great bennies. Who knows what else went on? I mean, the crazy city of Boston, where it was legal. Whitey Bulger, if you forget, actually won the lottery, which is one of the greatest stories of all time. Think about that. The biggest crook in Boston, the biggest mob figure in Boston, where his brother was huge in the government. He was in the Senate. He was and then he became the president of the University of Massachusetts, the one in the city, not Liam Cohen's alma mater out in Amherst. But how do you fix it where you can actually win the state lottery? Whitey was able to pull that off. All right, good stuff. Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. We're going to get there in just a couple of minutes. Going to tell you all about it. Let's get to the interview. Caught up with one of the newest members of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Chris Rodriguez Jr., tailback. Spoke with him today at the Miller Electric Center. All right, Tuesday morning here at Miller Electric Center, and another good workout for you guys today. You put in a lot of extra work after practice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We always do. As a collective of the offense, when things aren't where we want it to be, there's always extra work to get done. Even when it is, there's always extra work to get done. And me and the guys, we do all that we can. Sometimes it's in the script for us to do extra, and sometimes it's not. But if it's not, then we take it upon ourselves to be a pro and get that extra work.
Where are you guys right now as an offense?
Not where we want to be. I mean, especially as a running back group, I won't speak on the whole offense, but I'll speak for myself. For myself, I think there's more that I could be doing, especially not participating in the whole off-season program. There's a ton of work for me that needs to be done, and it's still early, and I feel like it'll get there. It'll come with time.
How difficult was that? I mean, you picked coming here to Jacksonville. I have to imagine some of that is because of being with Liam at Kentucky. Then you have the unfortunate situation with the foot. It set you back a little bit. What was that whole process like, and now where you're at today?
Yeah, man, obviously it was tough for me. Going from, being with Liam in the past, felt like I was going to be in a good place. And getting here and that happening, the only thing I could do is follow the plan that, our training staff had for us. And, following that, I feel like I was kind of set back, and it wasn't on them, it was on myself. But again, I have to take it upon myself to get the extra and catch back up with the rest of the guys. And I feel like right now I'm in a pretty good place, but obviously there's still more work that needs to be done.
How are you right now? How you feeling?
Good, man. I feel good. I have my days, ups and downs, but that just comes with football, man. It's getting in the training room every day and doing the stuff pre-practice so you don't have to do much after.
We were kind of in the dark, and I remember right before camp, I was like, well, maybe, Chris goes on the PUP. I just didn't know. Then we saw you out here, and it was like, all right, well, that's encouraging, and doing individual drills, and all of a sudden pads go on, you're doing team drills. So I have to imagine things are pretty good. But I noticed today, 11 on 11, when the first team's on out there, you're on the side running gassers. What's going on with that?
Yeah, well, the only reason I was back running gassers is because we had a play and we canned it to a different play, and usually we get the handoff, we finish in the end zone.
Okay.
But I don't feel like I got the extra burst. I'm actually about to hit a few more right before I go in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but don't feel like I got enough steps in today, enough sprints in, so I'll get out and hit a few more.
One thing that has really been lacking around here for probably the last decade plus is success in short yardage situations. Liam Cohen a few weeks ago was like, well, you can't really tell a lot about Chris Rodriguez Jr. until the pads go on.
Yeah.
Just your role in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's kind of what I prided myself in earlier in my career. My first carry was a 31 dive it was like 3rd and 1. End up getting it, by the way. But yeah, I take my pride in the short yardage. Last year being with Coach Lynn, we kind of harped on getting what's blocked, and I felt like I've constantly gotten better at it. Again, like still have work-ons. Once you get past that, it's what you can get after.
Right. You're coming into a situation. This was the most productive offense in the history of this franchise. Granted, it's a short franchise, only been around for 32 years, but almost 30 a game. How much better, after studying film and seeing everything from a year ago, how much better can this offense get?
I mean, when you go from year 1 to year 2 with a different OC, different type of offense, I feel like you can be way better, especially when you're finally getting the hang of everything, putting people in the right place at the right time, and us being pros as a collective. So I feel like it could be way better, but at the end of the day, it's up to us to go out and do what we need to do.
Last one for you, Chris. This is really it. I mean, tomorrow morning, a walkthrough, then you go to New Orleans. You get the Saints, you get the Panthers, and you get the Buccaneers, an opportunity to both practice and play against them. I'd imagine you're not going to play this weekend, but how important is it to go against other professional players?
I mean, it's big, especially when we talk about how good the offense can be. We have to go see it. We go against our defense, and no offense to any other defense, but God bless, our front 5, 6, wherever they are, it's sometimes it's hard to get plays off on them.
Right.
So I feel like hitting somebody else, you kind of flip that mentality of, yeah, this is practice, but you aren't my teammate anymore, So I feel like, going against these guys, it'll be a real showcase of what we can do.
Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your time. I really appreciate it, Chris.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was before Liam Cohen announced that the starters would not play when I did that interview this morning with Chris Rodriguez. He's from Riverdale, Georgia. And, he chose Kentucky over Mississippi State, Mississippi, Colorado State, 3-star prospect. Had a really good career at Kentucky, still a 6th-round pick, right? And a guy that's got a ton of tread on the tires. I mean, this guy has 198 career carries. That's it for Chris Rodriguez. 198 carries. Last year, a career high 112 for 500 yards, an average of 4.5 a tote. He gets a real opportunity here, along with Bayshell Tootin, to really be the combination backfield for the Jaguars. All right, coming up next is our good buddy Ryan O'Halloran. Let's get into everything that he noticed today. Also, some thoughts on the depth chart and what he expects coming up in preseason game number 1 Saturday in New Orleans. Hey, if you've been injured in a car wreck, and it seems like every time I drive around now, I see another one, it's just terrible. And I hate it. I mean, being in an accident is terrible, obviously. But if you've been injured and right now you just don't know where to turn, well, I have it for you. It's the Alexander Law Practice, because you may be believing, I can't afford to call a law firm. I can't afford to call a law firm. Well, here's the deal, okay? No retainer fee at the Alexander Law Practice. No consultation fee. You'll never come out of pocket. Did you hear me? You'll never come out of pocket. The phone call, the sit down, everything, nothing coming out of your pocket. So get with Rick Alexander, who's made it his his life to help you, the injured. If you have been injured in a car accident, if you slipped, if you have fallen down, explain things to Rick. Maybe your car's totaled. Maybe you're physically hurt. Just go to the Alexander Law Practice, and Rick also works directly with every single one of his clients, okay? That is another comfort that you have, and I want you to be aware of. Get all of this information, go to their website. Go to the Alexander Law Practice. Coming up next, Ryan O'Halloran, much more on the Jaguars.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Hey, Tom McManus here. You count on your vehicle every day. At Tom Bush Mazda, we service all makes and models. Oil changes, brakes, tires, diagnostics, major repairs, we do it all. Make the smart play and schedule your service with Tom Bush Mazda today.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hey, Florida homeowners. Are your electric bills through the roof? Your old windows and doors could be the problem. Renewal by Andersen offers superior energy-efficient solutions. For a limited time, buy 4 windows and doors, get the 5th free, plus 12-month special financing. Don't let another hot Florida summer drive up your energy bills. Upgrade your home's comfort, beauty, and energy efficiency with Renewal by Andersen. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
In Jacksonville, sports are a big deal. We've got the big cats, the jumbo shrimp, and kingfish. We play sports on the ice, the field, the diamond, the court, and the pitch. We swing for the fences, drive the distance, and break for the breakers. We're home to professional sports teams, including football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and hockey. Be a good sport and go to visitjacksonville.com/events or download the app to stay in the game. Go sports. Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus Thursday night trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunities right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
Prosser here. The current real estate market can be choppy, and most experts don't expect smooth sailing anytime soon. So in today's market, go to the proven experts. They navigate these changing conditions. Price your home correctly. You need Chad and Sandy's proven market max sales plan to get your home sold. If you think you have a problem, I'm telling you, you don't. It's all about a guarantee, and that's coming up. But if you want max price, Chad and Sandy's science-based market max system is a proven, repeatable system, guarantees to sell your home for maximum price. In fact, how's this for a promise? Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts you can cancel at any time. Jen in Big Tree in Mandarin said, I needed to sell the townhouse I'd purchased as an investment property. It had failed to sell with another agent for months. Chad and Sandy, bang, done. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, time for our conversation with Ryan O'Halloran each and every Wednesday night. Make that Tuesday night, excuse me. He joins us here on Into the Night. Of course, he is the columnist of the Florida Times-Union. Also, his brand new show, 4 to 6, on Friday. It is called The Lead with Hayes Carline. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, Rick. Good joining you again tonight.
Yeah. I mean, the life of a coach, I mean, it used to be the get-back coach. It was kind of the plum of any gig in any NFL team. Now it's the red flag throwing coach.
Yeah, it came out yesterday. You can nominate a assistant coach to throw your flag. So I asked Liam Cohen about it today, and he said he's going to hold on to that flag. And he said off to the side, he goes, sometimes you want to sort of throw that flag to make a point, like right at the guy's feet. But yeah, he said they had 6 challenges last year, something like that. So it wasn't too many, and most of them are on defense. So not a big lift for him.
Yeah, I thought it was really a joke and that every coach should do it. Then we see that Zach Taylor hasn't done it once in 8 years. I guess it's been in Cincinnati. So anyway, let's move through that. Not a great day for the offense. Once again, what do you make of what they're doing or what they're not doing right now, considering all the injuries on the offensive line?
Yeah. Sunday's practice and today's practice, I would put them in the sun field of the complex, and he really wanted to callous them up these 2 days. Full pads today. He cut it short, cut a 4-minute period out. But when you're down 4 of your projected top 9 linemen, it's not going to look good, and it didn't look great up front today. The passing game, when you have a lot of time to throw, you're going to be able to complete some passes just like they did the other day. But, I mean, they are really grinding right now. And I think, for Liam Cohen, he talks to us right after practice ends. If the offense is not great, he's going to be a little frustrated. Then he flips it over and say, well, it's good that the defense played good, I guess. So, but yeah, the defense was ahead of the offense today for sure.
Can you learn anything from today's depth chart? The fact that McCarry and Little remained as the starting, right guard and right tackle, respectively.
That's what I expected them to line up with. If I had to look at the first column on the offense, they've declared Anton Harrison as their left tackle. That was their nonverbal declaration today, and so you move forward with that. Van Lanen's not going to be on this depth chart because he's on PUP, or else he would be on the first column of that right tackle spot. But they have remained pretty consistent in my reporting that they feel McCarry's going to be fine for week 1 at right guard. And if Van Lanen's not ready, then Walker Little, if he is healthy, which is a concern because he wasn't one of those guys on the exercise bike today, Walker Little will be your right tackle.
Ryan O'Halloran, our guest, columnist, Florida Times-Union. Of course, the Jaguars will have a walkthrough in the morning, head to New Orleans, practice with the Saints on Thursday, another walkthrough Friday, and then game time right here on 92.5 FM. That'll be Friday. We'll make that Saturday at 4 o'clock. I don't want to take anything at all away from these young rush ends who have really performed well, and it was another good practice today for B.J. Green. But I had this conversation with Mark Duffner, and he made a good point that if you go back to the mock game, it was basically just that, a basic offense. You didn't have tight ends lining up, staying in. You didn't have backs chipping. We saw some pass protect today by the backs. But I don't want to say tomfoolery here, Ryan, but can you get a complete picture of these ends if offenses are not running it the way we know they are?
You can't, and I'll add to Duff's point is they're not stunting on defense either. I mean, this is a straight ahead, get up the field, win your one-on-one. It's a 5-out, 5-protect offense right now, which is what it should be. I think what you can learn is the technique. Are they getting low? Are they getting around the edge? How's the bull rush? But it is really a small sample size. And just to give you another example, a couple of people asked on X today, well, how are the defensive tackles looking? You can't tell. Our vantage point at field level, they're getting caught in the wash. We can't see anything of the interior guys. And so you really have to wait till the preseason games or maybe the joint practices to say, hey, this is the evaluation of those backup defensive tackles. But you're right, is the environment is ideal for an edge rusher to have success.
Yeah. Really no surprises. I mean, the two oars I expected with Tootin and Rodriguez, Miller and Combs. I thought possibly there'd be another oar with Lewis and Jones, but, Lewis is a captain and everyone refers to him when it comes to leadership, etc. The one surprise was Oro Roro, third string defensive tackle. Is this a motivational tactic or is it nothing?
I think it's something, and the something is that Matt Dickerson right now is better. And when Armstead has gotten his days off, it's been Matt Dickerson lining up next to Devon Hamilton in the base defense, just like he did down the stretch last season. With Ruke, I asked Liam Cohn about him after the first day in pads, and it was a kind of he was good in pads today. Well, that means he wasn't very good when they didn't have pads on. So if guys need a wake-up call like this, so be it. But I expected Matt Dickerson to be on that second column of the depth chart behind Armstead.
All right. So they'll practice Thursday, and we'll see what happens. We'll gather our information there. What do you expect now on Saturday? And again, I mean, it feels like this roster, for the most part, is set. There's still probably, maybe 2-3 openings. We'll have to see. We're going to see the young wide receivers. I don't know how much we'll see the young tight ends. I don't know. That all remains to be seen. But what are you looking for on Saturday?
Well, I'll start at quarterback. I would start Carter Bradley. I mean, you sort of know what you have in Nick Mullins, so you have to decide who's going to be your third quarterback in the practice squad. But I'll go through a couple of things for me. Is I want to see the rookie tight ends because they have to get some snaps in run game and also against other defenses. So that means Borkature and Kozio. Miller and Combs, I would play both those guys, and I'd probably play them at the same time because right now after Foye, Jack Kaiser's injured. We saw that today in practice with 50 and 51 out there at the same time. You have to have somebody ready as the backup Mike making those calls, hearing the play in their helmet. So, as far as the guys on defense, Jabbar Muhammad, Rayon Lane, Caleb Ransaw, Jalen Husky, that's probably your starting four right now in the first preseason game. See if Braswell goes. So yeah, a lot of great opportunities on Saturday for fans to watch. Guys that may not be on the 53, but may be on the practice squad and get called up for a regular season
Yeah.
game.
All right. Hey, leave us with this. It's, they feel pretty good about where things are outside of injuries, but an undrafted free agent, I mean, if it's not Taylor and they keep a fourth back, and, also going outside of the organization to find someone else who was released. I remember years around here when they added 6. I think one year in Augusta, they may have added 8. It was just unbelievable. But didn't feel like there's a lot of, added players coming from other organizations. Agree or disagree?
Agree. And, when you have so many draft picks this year, that really limits the chances for an undrafted free agent to stick. And this group just really hasn't shown up quite yet. And, maybe they will in the games, but, when, that year with Caldwell and Gus where they claimed all those guys, they regretted that because it means the coaches had to do so much work those first couple of weeks getting guys up to speed and maybe got in the way of them helping the returning players get ready for week 1. So, I don't think this is a team right now, unless they really are in trouble with the O-line, that would claim a guy. And, then they're not going to get a lot of guys claimed by other teams either. So they'll sign a practice squad mainly of their own guys. But yeah, it's going to be tough for an undrafted free agent to really, from this year's class, to stick on the 53.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ryan O'Halloran, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan, see you out there at the Miller Electric Center in the morning.
All right, thanks, Rick.
There he goes. Good stuff. Columnist, Florida Times Union Courses show with Hayes. I'm going to join him in September, and we're going to go from 4 to 7. Right now, they're 4 to 6 on the lead. That is each and every Friday. I'll never forget that. I mean, a guy like Lonnie Pryor, who I got to know a little bit, and he made the team, and then within a 36 to 48 hour window, he was cut, and 7 other players were cut. And I want to say that was back when you only had, was it like 5 guys on the practice squad? I'll have to look back at what those rules were. I have forgotten. But can you imagine making a team? And I can see that with 1 guy, maybe 2 guys, but 8? And, Howard brings up an excellent point. I mean, you've been working with these guys, rookie mini camp, OTAs, mini camp, voluntary and mandatory. Then you go all through training camp and all of the teaching and everything that goes into it. And then you have to replace basically 1/5 of your roster. That was that. And, that is not the deal here. I think Jamari Taylor has a chance to make it. Amir Abdullah has picked up his play. And I tell you something else. When I come back, I'm going to get in the depth chart here. I'll tell you what I don't like on this depth chart. Starting kick returners. Bayshell Tootin or Quinn Allen Jr. I'm fine with Allen Jr., but you have to find someone else, whether you keep Abdullah on your roster because of the experience that he has as a kick returner, or you give it to the freshman. You give it to Josh Cameron on day 1 and say, you're a kick returner. It'll be interesting to see if he's returning kicks. I got to believe that Saturday afternoon against the Saints. Okay, we got much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock.
Blitz the Bank is back. This is your main man, ET, and I'll be in the 1010XL van this Wednesday, handing out tickets to the Carolina game August 21st. Listen at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 4 p.m., and 5 p.m. for my secret location. Then hit me up for a pair of free tickets courtesy of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over, under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Frank Frangie here for my friends at Coyle Fencing. You've heard me talk about our Bregan baseball complex with walk-off charities, and we needed a batter's eye. Nobody knew how to do it. Coyle figured it out, and it is great. Since then, Coyle & Sons has completed hundreds of projects, including most recently our football fields at Fort Family Park. The bottom line is they do everything. They do it well. It looks great. I trust Coyle & Sons. You can too. Since 1927, they've been getting it right. CoyleJacks.com, COYLE Jacks.com. That's where you find them. A proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
How do you beat a disguise coverage? Ask the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Checked by Encore Research Group and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mokama.
It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
If you're at home on the range, tee it up with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Tour news, local updates, and the latest gear. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, second hour, much more on the Jaguars. Haven't even got into who practiced today and who did not. Also, much more on the depth chart. I want to play something as well from Liam Cohen. And your questions. Two ways you can join us. YouTube, you can do that. As a matter of fact, we have right here. Where was it? It was a good point. It's from Ron on YouTube. Says, Blue, not a great watch. If you're really interested to see how some of the newer players and rookies are going to perform, I think it'll be great. Yeah. I've never been one to really try to, bite the hand that feeds you. Of course, I'll be fully interested in what is going on. But, yeah, I'm one of those who likes to see your starters. And they're not going to play them. Okay? That's evident. And I love the fact that they're practicing 4 times, right? Saints on Thursday. Next week, it'll be Carolina. Then you get to do it twice against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can also get us on the text line, which is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, before I get back to the Jaguars, which will begin our 7 o'clock hour, let me give you this, the basics on this. It is one of the sleaziest moves that I have heard of in a very long period of time. Happened out in the great state of Missouri, okay? The Wing Haven Country Club. And apparently it was a get-together. I don't know if it was for charity. I don't know if it was just for, you pocket the cash. At least that was the deal on par 3s for hole-in-ones, all right? Now, this guy's name is Zach Holland, okay? And when I saw him, I immediately liked him because he's clearly overfed. He looks like a guy that's going to eat 3 hot dogs at the turn and probably, whether it's at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., drain a lot of beers with you out on the golf course. Well, then I kept on reading, okay? But this guy did, allegedly, and everything's on tape. Everything is on surveillance these days, people. Everything in the world, except for the White House, where you can leave cocaine. This is what happened, okay? He shows up at 4 a.m. knowing that his group in a, what do they call it? When you go different, everyone starts on a different hole. Someone help me out here on the text line. What's that called? When everyone starts on a different hole. Anyway, I put in plenty of these charity tournaments. I should know. It'll come to me in just a second. So he goes out to the 4th hole at 4 a.m. He puts his golf ball in the hole. He also creates a little bit of a ball mark right, before the hole, okay? So they get out there and they begin to play. Everyone goes to one of the 18 holes and they begin their round. And they're getting ready to make their way there. And apparently it's a shotgun start. Thank you to my buddy Woody Bunch who said it. Shotgun. You're playing all around, all 18 holes. So he gets out a little bit early. Says he's got a phone call here. His grandmother's ill. So he takes his own card, there's a threesome that he is a part of, but he drives out to the hole by himself because, he's having a conversation about his grandmother who's ill. While he's doing that, since he's got a head start, he pulls up to the tees, walks up to the green, walks up to the tee box, whatever. And then the other three guys show. And they're like, hey, how did you do? He's like, well, I think I skimmed it. Not sure, but it was going towards the hole. I can't see it from here. Yet, sure enough, they walk up to the hole. His ball is in the hole. He gets the complete purse because of it. But then it came out after that he got caught. Okay, there were people on the golf course who had surveillance. There were people who went back and watched the video. Now he's owned up to it. He came out and he said, okay, you caught. I'll at least give him credit for owning it. Okay, but what a scumbag move. What a pathetic. I do not like playing golf for money. I just don't. I like to play golf, and here's my deal. I like to root for the three people I'm playing with to make their putts, to hit fairways, to hit greens. And I'm a very competitive person. But I'm not on the golf course. I like to have a good time on the golf course. He has since resigned from the country club. I mean, they are absolutely peeved. How pathetic do you have to be to literally steal money from friends of yours, people who you are members with at, I have to believe, a fairly exclusive country club? It's not cheap to be a member at a country club. So just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you had heard that one yet, Jared, but you talk about losing a relationship with a friend. That's about as bad as it gets.
That is absolutely despicable. And if the details are he did it, well, it's like, hey, it's a charity thing. So but you get some money. And then he went, oh, I'm getting all the money. Trust me. And then
really awful.
Sick grandma.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the karma involved. I mean, who would go to the sick card over something like? I still find it really, really bizarre that he was able to sneak off, get his own card. For all we know, he could have had his own card, and he was a member there. People have, I don't know, but it's really about as bad as it gets, man. Listen, you want to cheat on your diet, fine. You want to cheat on your husband or wife, who am I to tell you not to do it? Don't cheat on your taxes, people. You get caught, you're never going to get back, okay? And if you're cheating like that in a golf course, I cheat all the time, and I let people know. I roll my ball up all the time. I make no bones about it. If I'm in a divot, I roll my ball up. But if I'm playing for money, obviously you can't do that. I don't like playing for money. What's great is on our text line. Look at all the people telling us shotgun starts. I love it. I appreciate you guys having our back. Nonstop Jaguars talk. It's coming up on the other side.
XL 1010.
Code invalid.
That's not good. Is that good?
What the hell did you do?
I entered the ignition code, that's all.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
1010 XL.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville. I'm Kelly, owner of DexaFit Jacksonville. Do you really know your numbers? Body fat, muscle mass, visceral fat, and bone density? At DexaFit Jacksonville, we use the DEXA-Scan, the gold standard for precise body composition. We also measure VO2 max and resting metabolic rate. No guessing, just clinical, science-backed data, giving you a complete picture of how your body performs and burns fuel. HSA and FSA accepted. Book today at jacksonville.dexafit.com.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Kim Rimley want to thank all of our clients, CPAs, attorneys, bankers, and real estate agents who refer us business every day. If you're ready to purchase, build, or refinance your home, call Trustline Mortgage, your hometown mortgage source since 1989. Call us today at 904-381-LOAN, TrustlineMortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS, 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS, 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS, 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS, 246445.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Prosser here. You want to know 3 words you can live by? Job well done. Want to know 3 more? Custom tree surgeons. Those 2 go hand in hand. When summer storms come crashing through or hurricane winds start to blow, Custom Tree Surgeons is always on standby, doing it better than everyone else. No job too big or too small, and always job well done. With Custom Tree Surgeons, call Custom Tree Surgeons or visit them at CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
It all comes down to Daytona. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns at the Cup Series regular season finale August 28th through 29th. Who has the most victories in the Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010. Who has the most victories in the Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets and 4 Fan Zone VIP passes to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 29th.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, getting a lot of response to that golf story I just shared with you. What do we got here? Outcast. Love them. Also sang the Phillips Highway Stroll. They've done a good job cleaning up Phillips Highway. Just don't run Bayard. That's my son. That's my part of town. Again, I have to deal with the ongoing problems at Bartram Springs. Yeah. I love when people are like, are you serious? I'm like, no. It's a great community. Been there 20 years. Love it. Just like to have a good time with it. School started yesterday, though, so I'm going to have to get up real early tomorrow. I got caught in that today. All right, starting offensive line today. You ready? For those of you scoring at home, and if you are scoring at home, congratulations, man. I mean, just imagine being 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and you've already accomplished that. I mean, I got to tip my cap to you. Starting at left tackle, Anton Harrison. Starting at left guard, Jonah Monheim. The center of the future, I believe as early as next year, has been seen playing a great deal of right guard. Today, Ezra Cleveland is out. All right? It's Jonah Monheim at left guard. Your starting center, Robert Hainsey. Your starting right guard, Wyatt Milam. All right? And your starting right tackle, Chuma Edoga, who went down August 7th. He did not participate Sunday in the, mock game. So that was your starting offensive line today. So let's carry on. Out today, as expected, Cole Van Lannon. He remains on the PUP. Watch him going through his rehabilitation. Again, he looked good to me. I'm not going to get into any of the particulars out of respect for that entire process, but looking good to me means nothing. They certainly are well aware of where he's at and where they think he can be come September 13th. Walker Little on a bike. Patrick McCarry, not involved. Okay. Ezra Cleveland, off today. Emmanuel Pregnon, not involved in any team activity. Okay. Bouncing around a little bit, some individual stuff, and as well on the bike. But we did not see him involved in anything that was team related. So there's your offensive line. Also out today, Jordan Lewis. He was not practicing. Okay. Brenton Strange had an off day today. Zach Durfee, who had a huge mock game, he's been out since. Okay. Actually, was that on Friday, the scrimmage for Durfee? I'm trying to remember. And I apologize about this, but everything just seems to run together during training camp. And it's always been this way. I'm not going to try to make any excuse. I'll be honest with you on it. He wasn't working. Jack Kaiser, as we know, was out. Jalen McLeod was out today. Quentin Morris is a tight end, was out today. Let me check to see if I missed anyone. I believe that is it. All right, Quentin Bohanna was out as well. So, I remember kidding late last week that San Francisco had 20 players who could not practice. All of a sudden, you look at the Jaguars today, man, this is in the teens. And you're getting ready to go to New Orleans and practice against the Saints. And what's the biggest concern when you start belting guys on other teams is the injury bug. So I don't know what else to say outside of this is football. And it's a battle of survival. It's a battle of attrition. But right now, this football team is really beaten up. The question is, if they had a game Sunday, which they do not, a game that counts, how many of these guys would be able to go? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't even have a clue towards that question. The three guys I look at most, Van Lannon, Little, and McCarry, okay? I don't know. The good news is what? This is the 11th day of August. You have a month. You don't play Cleveland until September 13th. Now, you also don't want to get them, through a walkthrough and then all of a sudden play a game against Cleveland. They need to grab some reps. They're not right now. McCarry has not been involved in team reps. Van Lannon has not been involved in team reps. Walker Little was involved in team reps. And much like Wyatt Milam, you look at Little, he's played left tackle, right guard. All of a sudden, he's out. And we don't know officially what the injury is. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say because I don't know officially. So there you go. That is a little bit of a concern right now with this football team. All right, I do want to get into who's going to play on Saturday, who we would like to see play. I want to go back as well and spend a moment on special teams. I think this is the best special teams unit arguably in pro football. I saw some rank today where they had Cam Little as like number 10 as a kicker. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, whatever. He's a nuclear weapon. He's going to take off. I think you have the best combo kicker punter in pro football with a deep snapper who's a Pro Bowler, okay? You got a sensational return man with punts and Parker Washington, although I'd love to take that away from him just because he gets dinged. You know, there's situations in game where he's in the blue tent and he's being evaluated for this, he's being evaluated for that. He's a tough guy, typically returns, but he has shown just how important he is to this offense. He made another wonderful play today, ran right by Travis Hunter. And Lawrence threaded the needle, and it was just a lot of fun to watch today. Probably a 40, 45-yard situation there with Parker Washington over Travis Hunter. That's not going to happen. They're going to play. Maybe later in the year, maybe if they get big leads, we'll see Josh Cameron. The kick return deal, though, really surprised me, okay? All right, with Quinn Allen Jr., he's your third down back. You know Tootin's the primary guy, and Rodriguez Jr. is on his heels. Those are the guys who are going to get the majority of the snaps on first and second down. I also think it'll be pretty interesting to see this year on third down, especially if it's third and short. What is the plan here for Jacksonville? Do they have enough faith to turn right around? And you heard the Chris Rodriguez Jr. interview earlier. He talked about his very first carry, a dive, picked up the first down. I feel like Jacksonville this year is man enough, if they're healthy on that offensive line, which is a major if, where they can run Rodriguez on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, and pick up a first down. Or are you better off with Allen, who's real good in pass protect and certainly has outstanding hands? So he becomes a dual threat. That's going to be intriguing. Remember, third down snaps a year ago, Allen had many more than Travis Achon and many more than Bayshell Tootin. So Tootin is the other guy. That I just don't see. No. I don't want my starting running back returning kicks. Okay? No. And maybe it's just a formality at this point. I think if if Amir Abdullah makes this team, it's because he's going to be a kick returner. I actually think Jamari Taylor has looked a little bit better. He's younger, he's faster, but you can't replace experience. And Abdullah's given you 12 years of that. A guy who knows his role, a guy who can do anything for you in a pinch, but primarily he's there to be your kick returner. That's going to be a huge decision. A lot of people think the Jags, it's going to be easy for them. They just keep 3 backs. I think they have to keep a 4th back. You're going to have to sacrifice another position. No way they keep 6 wide receivers because Hunter can come over as number 6, and he will come over as number 6. I think both rookies make it, and you'll see them play coming up on Saturday. That means you're going to have to draw where? You're going to keep 2 quarterbacks. Do you take only 3 tight ends? They have enough confidence already in Tanner, Koziol that you can have him as one of your 3 tight ends. They believe he can block enough. Doesn't mean when they go to 13 personnel that he's the guy. They could still go to a swing tackle like they did last year wherein they inserted Cole Van Lanen before he played every offensive line position as a starter, not named center. Remember where he began. He was the 3rd, tackle in the jumbo package. Maybe that's where they go. I don't know. I mean, this thing is why they're not going to show us that while the media is watching. That's why they close it once things really get underway. These type of things that they work on, they're not going to let anyone take a look at them. But maybe they go I think it's 4 tight ends. I think Morris is on this team. Maybe they go 3. You have to find another roster spot. Then all of a sudden you get the defensive tackle. It's intriguing because I've had Roro always on this team, and Dickerson kind of on the outside looking in. He's quietly maintained. So, pretty interesting stuff. And, the only thing you can hope for, if you're a Jaguars fan, and most of you listening are, is this thing takes care of itself by who plays the best, who can help this team the most. You don't want it to happen because of attrition. That's just not what you want. But in a lot of situations across the league, every talk show host in every NFL city is doing the same thing. They're looking at bubble guys. What are they going to do? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And then unfortunately, for most teams, guys get beaten up during these 3 preseason contests or practices or whatever it may be. And once you set your 53-man roster on August 30th, a lot of this is taking care of it, taken care of for you. In today's rules, really ever since COVID, much more practice squad opportunity, and certainly with those IR rule changes, as long as you can fit them all under the salary cap. Remember how the salary cap works. You got just over $301 million. Active roster, 53 guys. Practice squad, 16 guys. Whoever you have on PUP, whoever you have on injured reserve, whether it is designated to return or IR for the rest of the year, and the dreaded dead cap money. Dead cap money only applies against the $301.2 million salary cap. Right here today, according to overthecap.com, Jacksonville, $54,803,000 they are paying in dead money. So, there you go. That is the very latest. And we shall see. All right, let's grab your questions. Let's do that. A couple of ways you can join us on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night.
Day by day.
A tremendous return. It's first and goal, Jacksonville.
And play by play.
And the Jags are going to win it in Wembley Stadium.
1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. If dinner seems expensive, come grab a pizza that's hot, fresh, and affordable. Feed the whole family without spending a ton. Tony D's New York Pizza. Easy, quick, and always a good call.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago, went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Replacing windows can be a big investment, and you deserve straight answers. Well, at Cash Building Material, I got them. Prosser here. Cash Building Material explained my options, answered my questions, and helped me find windows that fit my home and my budget. No pressure, just honest advice. And they'll do the same for you. So before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material and click on their replacements tab. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Hey, soccer fans, Sporting Jacks is giving away a new Honda Accord Saturday, 8:15. Sporting Jacks men take on Indy 11 at 7 on Hodges Field at UNF. Just be there. Someone will win a new car from Honda at the Avenues and Sporting Jacks. Visit sportingjacks.com today.
I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville. And Sullivan, you love the beach and you love to ride. So tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
And so if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, what's bothering you, pal?
You know me, Jason. I'm a by-the-book kind of guy.
Oh, I know.
I drive the speed limit. I take my vitamins.
Sort your socks alphabetically by color.
Blue comes before brown, Jason. We aren't heathens.
But something's got you bothered.
It's not you, Jason, but there are some other companies in your business that have people pretty upset for doing things, you know, a little sketchy.
I know.
And when people get scammed, well, it looks bad on you, too.
So let me make things better for everyone. Here, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
If you're worried you called the wrong company and might be paying too much or getting work done you really don't need, call us for a free second opinion.
For free? Just to make people feel better?
Life can get pretty expensive sometimes. If you worry about spending money you don't really need to, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, 6 joint practices getting underway this week. That'll include the Jaguars and the Saints. 23 are scheduled across the NFL in the month of August. And, of course, the Jags involved in 3 of those 23, which is very encouraging. 6 games begin on Thursday night, 3 Friday, 7 on Saturday, one of which is your Jaguars against the Saints. Toe meets leather at 4 o'clock. We'll have all the pregame, in-game, post-game, all of that right here on 92.5 FM, as well as 1010 on the AM. It was announced today in Minnesota, all right, or Minneapolis, that it's going to be Kyler Murray. Kevin O'Connell made that announcement over J.J. McCarthy. And also the Raiders did say, as they'll play Thursday night against Arizona, that absolutely Fernando Mendoza going to get plenty of reps. So there you go. 40-16 Ballou to the Jags. Keep 10 offensive linemen, 3 tight ends. We'll also say Morris has had a weak training camp. I would do my best to keep Quentin Morris. I also want to believe that if you were to place him, if you were to release him, I think you could put him on the practice squad. I do. I don't know if he's going to get snatched up by another team. But that is absolutely a towing cost. Why no mention of Josh Cameron or C.J. Williams taking some kick returns? I don't know. I wish I had that answer for you. And again, it could be just a formality at this point. I expect one or both to be there. Cameron has a ton of experience. They have both really dazzled in camp. And as good as they've been, I don't think they're a big part of the offense because they're technically the 5th and 6th wide receiver, right? If you really want to get into it, Travis Hunter comes to that side and becomes your 4th wide receivers. Good to see Josh Myers have a nice reception today. Dole for the ball. Third down situation from Trevor Lawrence. It just feels, I called him Josh Jacoby. It just feels like Jacoby Myers, it's been kind of a quiet camp. You know, he had drops early the first 2 days. He's certainly gotten better, but it's been quiet. Where with Parker Washington and Brian Thomas Jr., it has been electrifying. I mean, daily. And even these two rookies. Also, what happened to the undrafted guard from UCLA that supposedly had some potential? You got to help me out here a little bit. I'll look at the undrafted list. Would you say he was a guard? I was really analyzing. I mean, I analyze it every day. Let me see. That would be okay. Yeah, they have placed him on the season-ending injured reserve. You're talking about Garrett DiGiorgio. There you go. Garrett DiGiorgio is how you say it. He's out for. He's gone. You know, they brought in another guy the other day. We said he's not even on this roster yet. But I think that's just another camp guy, to be honest with you. The linebacker situation all of a sudden is kind of interesting, though. I mean, really. They brought in two guys here over the last couple of days, so that's another position that right now is under the microscope, health-wise. Everyone going off on this guy at the golf course. And some people actually bringing up member guests and members. Of course, cheating goes on there. You have guys coming back to the clubhouse saying they shot a 54 or whatever it may be. And that's why there's two reasons why mulligans shouldn't be allowed. The exception is a charity event because the bottom line is that's putting more money in the pocket of the charity. But it takes way too long to play in these events if you have mulligans because everyone cheats, regardless of how many you buy. Basically, every hole, if you miss your first putt, you're going to get a mulligan. Now, if this is a member guest or a member, I'm guessing there are no mulligans. You're playing for a prize. And if you cheat and it's no money, that's one thing. But if there's a big purse and you're cheating, that's sleazy as hell. It really is. And you and I can both envision those human beings. For the most part, they are awful people, all right? Wealthy, yuppity, cheating on a golf course. That way about strokes. Again, my cheating is letting you know I'm going to roll up my ball. I don't cheat if I have a 6 and tell you a 5. And I don't even play for money. But getting a ton on this.
I mean, one of the greatest jokes in Caddyshack is put me down for a 5. And then the guy raises 8 fingers behind him.
Yeah, that was, I think that was Dr. Beeperman.
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly the kind of guy you're describing.
What a foursome with Smales, Ted Knight, Smales the third, who's Spalding, Dr. Beeperman, who gets so drunk, plays the best round of his life, gets to the point where he says, and I don't even want to say it, that there is no one above us. And, no, that's Dr. Beeperman. That's actually Bishop Pickering who does say that. Caddyshack, you just can't go wrong. Thoughts on Buster Brown's camp? Talking with Buster tomorrow after the walkthrough. I think he's been very solid. Maybe not as spectacular as far as plays as, say, Jabbar Muhammad, who daily has a PBU. And certainly, we've seen Travis Hunter make some plays. I was talking with Gary Smits about this. Smits was an old school Florida State beat writer back in the day. Gary's, older than I am, he actually covered Deion Sanders at Florida State. I did not. I went to college with Deion Sanders, but I was not in the media then. So, I got to watch Florida State and a lot of good guys. I got to see some great DBs. Corey Fuller, Corey Sawyer, Terrell Buckley, Clifton Abraham. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. But I did not see Deion in a practice situation like that. But the play that Hunter made, it was yesterday, okay? They were off yesterday. It will be Sunday. Was similar, he said, to what Deion used to do in practice. I'm going to take his word on it. 35-25. What's up with the screen game? Are guards too slow? Don't know. Don't really know because it's been kind of football 101, if that makes any sense. Seen a lot of individual drills, including today. Tootin was really upset that he dropped the ball. And I don't want to get into I'm going to leave that part alone out of respect for the team, all right, because they do allow us to be out there. But I feel like that side of things, they have not really shown what is going on. Something happened a year ago, and it was almost like they were tipping that they were running a screen. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, great baseball people can tell if a pitcher is tipping his pitches. Right? It's either going to be a fastball or it's going to be a slider. They do something with their glove. They do something, whatever it may be. That's really part of the mental makeup of being a pitcher is regardless of what you're throwing, mechanically speaking, and everything that leads up to your windup, you look the same. Because if not, great baseball people are going to be able to pick up on it and say, listen, you're getting a fastball or, you're getting something that's going to move, whether it be a curveball, slider, whatever. Felt like last year, defenses knew when Jacksonville was running a screen, and that's a Liam Cohen forte. Look at what he did with the screen game in Tampa Bay. Go back and look at those numbers. Look at both his backs. And that's one of the reasons why I've said all along that I think this is going to be a better year when it comes to rushing the football because they're going to be able to do so much more. I fully expect the screen game to be that much better. Now, as far as blocking, Brian Bacucci's on board now. So whatever the changes are, and again, they're just not going to show that to us right now. They're not. It made the point earlier about chipping and two tight ends. These young edges have been getting after it. O'Halloran made a really good point. We're also not seeing stunts. We're not seeing any of that. So you're getting football 101. You're getting basic offense, basic defense right now as camp gets underway and there's media and fan accessibility. When they slow things down or when they kick us out, we're allowed to go watch them stretch for the first 15 minutes. Then they kick us out. That's where they're going to add all that. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but we just haven't been able to witness anything as of yet. All right, let's stay with your thoughts. 641-1010. Great questions on the text line. All right. And that is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, you can get us on YouTube tonight, 1010XL Into the Night.
When you wish upon a star, sometimes dreams come true. 1010XL.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
DUI, pick Porter. Divorce, pick Porter. Criminal or injury law, pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
Jeff Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Is your lawn struggling this summer? Brown spots, insects, weeds, lawn disease? They can quickly take over when your lawn isn't getting the right care. Julington Creek Pest Control provides a complete lawn care program featuring premium granular fertilizer, not cheap liquid shortcuts, plus general pest and termite protection. Give your lawn the care it deserves. Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate chessman, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball. Ball.
Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Jacksonville today, very hot day at the Miller Electric Center. I thought it was a very good morning for the defense. Overall, they certainly made some plays, got to the quarterback. That was led by B.J. Green, had a couple of sacks. Trayvon Walker, Dennis Gardeck as well. Another PBU, which is basically a daily situation for Jabbar Muhammad, who, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, he's a lock. He is. If you were to just line up all these corners and they had the same number on, and you didn't know about salaries, you didn't know about any of that, you would say he's been one of the bright spots in that secondary. And I will say that as a, position groups, both safeties and corners, wow, that has really been impressive. I mean, it's tough to find a guy who's at a bad camp. If you look at the 10 players that I think make the team, okay? Buster, Hunter, Lewis, Murray, and Johnson, all right? If you go to nickel, there's your 5. then you look at the backups. I mean, you can really make the case that Jarian Jones has been the best of them all. Okay? And then you can put Jabbar Muhammad in there. So that's 6 and 7. Ray Lane has made some plays. Caleb Ransaw has a lot to learn. Okay? He's been beaten, but certainly with his speed, looks like he's going to be eventually a contributor to this football team. May not be right out of the gate. Okay? I mean, is he the third safety on day one? We'll see. And then you have a rookie in Jalen Husky. I mean, to me, those are your 10. It's tough to look at that position group right there, or again, both safety and corner and say, well, this has been an issue, that's been an issue. They're going to get someone off the waiver wire. No, I mean, that's been about as good as you can ask for. Injuries a concern today. The starting offensive line, left to right. Harrison Monheim. Yes, your starting left guard, Jonah Monheim. Hainsey, Milam, and the return of Chuma Edoga. Macari out. Van Lanen out. Still on the pup. Jordan Lewis out today. Brenton Strange out today. Walker Little is still out. Patrick Macari is out. Ezra Cleveland was out today. Emmanuel Pregnon did not work in any team activity today. Zach Durfee is out. Jack Kaiser is out. Jalen McLeod is out. Quentin Morris is out. Man, oh man, oh man. That is not good. That is not good at all. All right. Do I want to get into that? I only have a couple of minutes here remaining. On the program, some of this stuff coming in here is Gus should have kept Gerald Smith. Get mad about that. I love me go back into time. Yeah, that was a weird deal. And I'm a big fan of Gus. His son might be the second best quarterback on this team, Carter Bradley. He very well could be. Yeah, I think they're going to keep it where it's at and go with the veteran and, keep Mullins. Mullins has thrown a ton of interceptions. But you also have to look at it this way. For the most part, training camp has been 1s against 2s and 2s against 1s. It's been Trevor Lawrence and the number 1 offense against the number 2 defense. It's been Nick Mullins and the number 2 offense against the number 1 defense. So he's been taking all of that, and then consider what's happened to the offensive line. So when you start pushing Edoga and Monheim and Milam and players up to first team, that means you got guys that are, going to be working for FedEx in a month as your offensive lineman. Really. That's the deal. And, they're going to have to really stockpile at that position in the practice squad. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's a position group where they could go hunting, right? Waivers, guys they liked, guys who are rookies who get cut, maybe second, third year players who get cut, guys that they had good grades on, and they become available because there's going to be a ton of guys released and a ton of guys waived on August 30th. I think that would be the one position group where perhaps they'll go to other organizations and see if they can sign them to the practice squad. Just my guess. I have no idea that is going to happen. And you know what? All these injuries and all these guys out, it could be nothing more than just being cautious. It's as simple as that. They're all going to be fine. You just don't want to do it and allow it to get too deep here in camp. That's best case scenario. But right now, they're without 3 of their starters. Again, if you missed it, the depth chart came out today. All right. I just told you today's starting offensive line. Here's the official depth chart offensive line. Anton Harrison, the full acknowledgement now that he is your left tackle. Ezra Cleveland, left guard. Robert Hainsey, your center. Patrick McCarry, the right guard. Walker Little, your starting right tackle.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
There's a difference between serving a crowd and cooking for one person. Buffets are about volume. Grab it and go. But made to order, that's attention. And in injury law, it shows. Because when you've been hurt in a crash, you shouldn't feel like you're just moving through an assembly line. At Fair and Fair, you're not just another file. We take the time, we walk you through it, and we build your case from scratch. Fair and Fair, still cooking.
Jacksonville.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
It feels like every home services company in Jacksonville has been bought out by some big out-of-town firm, but not Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. We're still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. That means no call centers and no corporate runaround when you call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Just experienced pros who live here, work here, and stand behind every job. From simple leaks to full pipe relining, you're getting real solutions from a team that actually cares about the community we all live and work in. Make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
What is the only NFL team that has never had a game end in a tie? The answer next.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only NFL team that has never had a tie game. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Joe C. for Blossman Gas. They've been providing hometown service in the comforts of propane to home and businesses since 1951. Imagine movie night spent around glowing gas fireplace logs, cookouts in the backyard with your propane grill, or laundry done faster with your gas dryer. Blossman has a wide variety of gas appliances to fit your needs. Propane delivery, gas appliances, and a full-service team. Blossman Gas is your local company for everything propane. Blossman Gas, log on, blossmangas.com, and check out the Blossman difference.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
I don't have any Valium with me for Hacker. They say that alcohol is a depressant. Brother, you may need a drink or two before airtime.
I was blown away earlier today, and I'm going to talk about this a lot on my show tonight. And, you know, we go on different radio stations around the country, much like we have guys on to talk about their given teams. Well, people have us on to talk about the Jaguars. And I went on a station in Kansas City today with a couple of good guys. I've been on with them several times in the past. And we were talking about the Jaguar wide receiver room, and I made the point that it might be arguably one of the better wide receiver rooms in the league. And then after I hung up, you can still hear what they're talking about. And the fans were texting in on their text line, calling me a homer, which I've never been called a Jaguar homer in my life. That's kind of ironic to me, and I'll get to that in a moment. But then the host is like, oh, best wide receiver room in the NFL. It's not the best wide receiver room in the AFC South. And then I did it, and then it was kind of on at that point. I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And then what really got me, the very end of it, he's like, if they're relying on somebody named Parker Washington, that's all you need to know about the Jaguar wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Absolutely maddening.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Local guys in other markets, I can understand them maybe not knowing personnel in other markets. But if you're a national guy, I have absolutely no respect for that.
I was shocked.
It's not like college football or college basketball where you should know the 32 teams that you're covering. And if you don't understand that the Jaguars have a very, very good wide receiving core, you shouldn't be talking about football.
To say that they don't have the best wide receiving core in the AFC South, well, I have to assume they thought Houston was better.
No way.
And I'm looking at Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, Nico Collins is a stud, and Tank Dell. I'm sorry.
Nope.
That is not what the Jaguars have.
And, it's something that, who did I talk with about it the other day? I'm trying to remember who I actually asked that question to. It's one thing after another. This is always going to happen in this market until the Jaguars consistently make it back to the playoffs.
And it just feeds into what Liam Cohen's talking about. And again, I shouldn't have let it bother me, but when he made the Parker Washington comment, that set me off a little bit. So I'm very excited about tonight's Hacker After Dark.
Well, it's good to know. You're coming up right now. What else you got?
Yeah, Devon Hamilton, caught up with him earlier today down at the Miller Electric Center. We'll play that conversation. Also, John Shipley of Jaguars on SI. So we're absolutely loaded. We're here till 10 o'clock, and we're happy to be here.
All right, Hack. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
There he goes. Good stuff tonight. I do appreciate it. As always, I've already made a show change for tomorrow and Thursday. All right. We are going to have John Osher Thursday at 7 o'clock. It'll be 6 o'clock his time in New Orleans because he'll be able to take in that day's practice. So typically tomorrow night, Osher's with us at 7 o'clock. We're going to push him back to Thursday. That'll be really good. We'll get all the inside information as to what did transpire during those two teams' practice. And I am going on the road most games this year with the Jaguars, but I'm not going over to New Orleans for this preseason matchup. I am excited about when Carolina comes here and Tampa Bay. I can certainly wait for when they get here, but that'll be a lot of fun. I love watching these two teams, or any two teams in the NFL, get an opportunity to practice against one another. So tomorrow morning, they're back at it. A walkthrough. It's early. Indoors at the Miller Electric Center. There'll be no photos, no video. And after practice, I'll get an opportunity to talk with Buster Brown. I do want to thank Chris Rodriguez Jr. for joining us on the show. Ryan O'Halloran for joining us on the show. Jared Justice is our producer. My name is Rick Ballou. Have a great Tuesday night. We'll talk tomorrow night at 6 right here on your home of the Jaguars, 92.5 FM and 1010 XL on the AM side.